Welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply the face retouch extension using CAMERAX in React Native's new architecture for Android. So let's get started. So first I'll show you guys the output. So I have recorded the output. So here you can see it is asking me for camera permission. I'll give it that and I get a toast messaging extension available. Now here you can see for this face retouch nothing really happens. So I click on capture. It captures the image and display it inside an image view. Now like I said, this face retouch, I'm not sure if anything is getting I don't see anything been applied. It seems like a normal camera preview to me. I've tested it on Samsung Galaxy device. Maybe you can try it on OnePlus or Pixel and let me know in the comments how does it look for you. I didn't find anything different. In case this face retouch extension is not available, then we just fall back to a live camera normal preview. So yeah, let's get started on how to do this via code. So what you need to do first is you need to come to this particular documentation. Now all the code which I have written, like most of the camera related code, is via native code. I am not using any third-party library for this, so I want to make that very clear at the start. So first you can create a project using this particular command. Now instead of demo you can write your own project name. We don't require CocoaPods install because we are not doing it for iOS, we are only doing it for Android. Next, here you can see we have this command, but don't run this command yet. So I have already created a React Native project. Okay, so just to show it to you, here is my React Native project. Now don't run this command, we'll do this manually. One important thing which I want to tell you, this particular documentation is for web view. So wherever you see web view, we will be replacing it with my camera. Okay, so first it tells us to create a specs folder. So I have created a folder manually, specs, in the root of our React Native project, and inside the so I have created it. Okay, then it tells us to create a web view folder inside this particular path, but instead of web view, like I said, I will be writing my camera for the folder name. Now this folder name is very important. If you want, you can write some different name as well, but do remember this name because this name will be used in lot other places as well. So if I just show it to you, inside Android app, src main java com, here you can see I have created a folder called my camera. Okay, now let's see the documentation ahead. So inside specs we need to create this TypeScript file, but like I said, instead of web view we will be writing my camera followed by native component.ts. Now native component is also very important because we will be running a code generation command. If you don't write native component, React Native will not be able to see your file and do code generation based on it. That's why that is also important. So if I just show it to you quickly, inside specs I have this particular folder TypeScript file called my camera native component.ts. Now I have copy pasted all this code from the documentation itself, but I have made few changes. So first I have changed this name as well as the data type. So if you see over here, so this result will be actually the image URL which we get from native Android side to React Native side. And here we have this image event called on image taken. So instead of on script loaded, I have taken on image taken. I have removed this source URL. So this is basically a prop. We are not using any prop, so I have removed it. And again, instead of custom web view, I have written everywhere custom my camera, or my camera everywhere instead of web view. So hopefully you got the point. Next, just scroll down. Then inside package.json you need to copy paste this particular bit of code. So go to package.json and paste the code over here. So again, instead of web view, I have written my camera over here, my camera over here, my camera over here. Now you need to go to your React Native project and then you need to do npm install or yarn, whatever your package manager you are using. This command is unfortunately missing in the documentation. Then we need to run this particular command. So I'll just copy this. Once npm installation is done, I'll just paste it. So this will actually do the code generation for us. So in my case it was pretty quick because I have already ran it previously, but in your case it will take a bit of time, so be patient. Once that is done, we'll come back to this file later on. In our case it will be React my camera instead of React web view, but this will be the actual implementation, so it will differ. We can't really reuse the code from the documentation. That's why we'll come to this documentation at the last. In the meantime, you need to add some dependencies. So just go to Android app build.gradle, and here inside dependency section you need to add camera core, then camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, as well as camera extension. Then you need to go to src main android manifest.xml. You need to add this usage feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Now let's see how to use it first. So you can go to app.tsx, you can copy all these imports. Okay, then here we have one state for image URL and one state for whether camera permission was granted or not. Here I'm just checking whether the user is using Android 10 and above. And here we have this method called request camera storage and permission. If platform.os is equal to Android, then we request for camera permission, otherwise we request write external storage permission as well. Here I just check what all permissions was granted, and depending on that we just change the state or value of this particular state over here as well as over here. Then inside use effect we just call request camera and storage permission. If image URI is not equal to empty, we display the image using this particular image element, and if camera permission is granted, then we display our camera using this my camera component. And here we get the actual URI of the from native Android, so that's why I'm using the set image URL over here. And if camera permission is also not given, we just display a text saying camera permission not granted, and these are all the styles for it. Okay, now let's come back to documentation. So here we need to create this particular files. Okay, sorry, I don't want chat. So here we need to create a file called react my camera manager.kt, right? So you need to go to srs java my camera. Here you can see I have created this particular now code for this file are mostly copy pasted it from documentation, but wherever you see web view I have replaced it with my camera. So if you see everywhere I have replaced it with my camera. And few changes. So firstly, I don't require this particular method because we are not passing any props, so I have completely removed it. Then here instead of on script loaded, I have taken on image taken. So over here as well as over here. So that's all there is code for it. And then you need to use react my camera. You need to create this Kotlin file as well. So if you scroll the documentation, here you can see again instead of web view everywhere I have replaced with my camera. Rest everything remains the same. So if you see over here, rest everything remains the same. Then you need to go to your main application .kt file, and here you need to import your react my camera package and add this particular line of code as well. So if you see the documentation, they have also specified it over here as well as over here. Okay, so that is done. Now coming back to the actual implementation of this particular file react web view. In our case it will be written as react my camera.kt. Now firstly these are all the imports. I'll simply scroll through this imports, so feel free to pause the video and just copy all this import. Then here we get hold of our current context. Here is our image capture. Here we initialize our button. Then we initialize our preview view. Here is our camera executor service. Here is our process camera provider. Here we get hold of our current activity. Then we set the layout params for our viewfinder. Here we call this method. I'll come back to this why we are doing this. Then we add our viewfinder to our parent view. Then we set the text background color, text color alpha for our capture button. We set layout params for our button as well and add it to our parent view. Then we add a click listener for our button, and on that we just call this take photo method. Then we override on attached to window, and if it has the camera permission, then we do viewfinder.post call setup camera, and then we do on detach from window, where we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now coming back to this method, so this is basically a hack which we need to write. So there is an issue present in React Native since past 8 years. You can learn more about this on this particular URL, but if you don't do this, you will just see a black screen. You will not see your live camera preview. So then we have a take photo method where we get hold of our image capture. Then we initialize our simple date format. Then we do content values.apply, passing the display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture.output file options. Then we do image capture.take picture, and here we override on image saved. So once we get the URI of the image, we send it back to React Native side with the help of this method. Now I'll come back to this method as well in a bit. Here we just check whether we have the required camera permissions or not, and here these are just variables defined. Now coming back to how to send data back to React Native side. So we have to make use of these two methods, or one inner class and one method. Now this I have copied it from the documentation. So if you see over here they are sent, but I have refactored it according to our use case, so I don't require this particular enum, so I have removed it. And in here we require this on image taken event, so that's what I have taken over here everywhere, on image taken, on image taken. Okay, now coming back to this important method of setup camera. Then inside this setup camera method, we get hold of our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector. Here is our camera provider feature. We add a listener to it. Then we get our camera provider. Then here we get the extension manager feature. Then we add a listener to it. We get our extension manager. Then here you can see I'm just checking for this face retouch. If available, then we display a toast message. We initialize our preview view, we initialize our image capture, we initialize our selector as well, unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle over here, and here inside the life cycle we pass the selector as well. If it is not available, then we display a toast message saying no extension available. Then we initialize the preview view, we initialize the image capture, we unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle over here, and for the final two we just pass this context compat.get main executor as well as over here. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.